Hey, welcome back to my tutorials. Now, we're going to be making a ghostwriter, so to speak. So, what this is going to do is it's going to print one letter at a time throughout an entire string. So it seems as though someone else is writing. So let's get started. Let's just call it ghostwriter. Now, I'm going to be using a background worker for this. A lot of people like to use timers, but I don't reckon they've got a very good handle. So, because when you're looping through stuff really fast, like say on a nudge spammer or a text spammer or something like that, something ridiculous, it seems to lag out a lot when you try and stop. So, yeah, I prefer to use background timers, or background workers, sorry. So let's add two text boxes. One will be the one that the text is being printed into, and the other is going to be our input string for the typer. Now let's add a button to activate it. Sorry. Now, first thing in the background worker, you see worker report progress. You want to enable that, and worker supports cancellation. You want to enable that so you can actually stop it. So now we double click our background worker, and in the drop down in the top right of it, you'll see progress change. You want to pop that into the source as well. Then we'll come back and double click the button. Now, in the global area, you want to let's just dim wipe as boolean. Boolean will be our switch, which will equal false. Now this will be, so we can use this as when the word's been fully printed, we can wipe it out and print it again, so we can keep looping through. And dim input, because we're using a background worker, we can't use objects because they'll be from a different thread, and there'll be like a big unhandled exception cranking through it. So yeah, you'll see how it works. Let's input a string, and also dim switch as byte, which will equal 0. Now in the button, we'll be using one button for start and stop. That's what the switch is for. So if switch equals O, then input equals text box 1 dot text, which is our input string to be typed, and background worker 1 dot run worker async, like that. And now our switch, because I've already clicked it, equals 1. And also button 1 dot text now equals stop, because the next click's going to be stop. So else if switch equals 1, then background worker 1 dot cancel async. And now button 1 dot text should now equal start, because the next click will be start again. And now switch equals 0. Alright, that's our button sorted out. Now, in the worker changed, at the top of it, because you wanted to read this first, if wipe equals true, then text box 2 dot text now equals nothing, and wipe now equals false. So we can run through it, and text box 2, because we're going to be adding a letter after a letter after a letter, and we want it all to stay in the text box until we wipe it. We'll have to pen the text, which means it's going to keep adding the letters after one another, keeping them on the text box. And that will be e.user state, sorry. And the user state is a part of the background worker reporting of the progress. You got progress percentage and progress user state, and we want to have as in the user state. Now if background worker 1 dot cancellation equals pending, or cancellation pending equals true, which you don't have to add it because the default value is true. True, then we exit the sub, so it doesn't continue the entire process of the background worker. It just, as soon as it reads it, it's out. So I can't explain it anyway. Now do until background worker 1 cancellation pending loop. Excellent. Now for I as in Tiger equals 0 to input, which is our string, dot length minus 1, and there's our next. So after next we'll just add wipe equals true, because once it comes past next into this section here, which means it's the entire word's been printed in the text box, and we want to wipe it, then it will come back up here and start over. Then we want to dim C as char, which equals input. Our input is our string I, which is the selected letter from the 4. And then we want to background worker 1 report the progress 0, C. Now the 0 is the progress of the background worker so far. It's all the progress percentage of it anyway. We don't need to worry about that. We're not using a timer, so it's got nothing to do with it. We want to pause it so it's not printing the entire word in one hit, because the background worker loops through rather quickly. So we want to threading.thread.sleep for normal typing speed. Let's just say 700. So let's try it out and see if I haven't screwed up. Let's just say hello space. And there we have it. Now let's just add this down here as well. And remove it from the top, because obviously it's still in the 4, so let's see if that stops it straight away. And there we have it, yeah. Sorry I put it in the wrong spot, but anyway, yeah. We want to shove that in after threading, so while it's still in the 4, we'll read that first and exit out of the loop. But you can also do exit 4 or exit loop, whatever. But what else we got here? Now when it's wiping, it's throwing H in straight away, so how about if we after wipe equals false, let's just exit sub and have a look at that. Yeah, see? No, we can't do that. I guess one of you guys will be able to work that out sooner or later, or if I work it out, I'll throw it in the description. Yeah, alright. I'll copy and paste it and put in a text file, and rar it and throw it in the description to download like the other ones. So I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Cheers for watching.